Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and today we're going to have a little discussion regarding a Rally Point interview that was released yesterday by Creative Assembly. This was of course a main graphic and then afterwards there was a Discord conversation, which is why I decided to leave it for a day just in case some more information came out. So this interview was with Joshua King, an associate designer working on Total War Warhammer 3 DLC, which is pretty cool. Obviously, getting to know the people behind the DLCs, behind the product, is always, better communication, isn't it? Now, obviously, Joshua was not able to give too much information regarding, well, pretty much anything, considering that everything must be under NDA, but we've got a few things to talk about. Firstly, we can keep on this graphic. As you can see here, what are you working on this week? Fixing some issues for patch 3.1, we're expecting that very soon, and looking into some designs for Thrones of Decay. Yeah, this is not the next DLC coming out, Shadows of Change is the next one, but it seems that some designers are already working onto the future content that we're expecting at the end of this year. This is absolutely fantastic for a multitude of reasons. Mostly the fact is that they do have the two DLC teams that were stated a while ago, or they're just ahead of schedule. The fact that we already know that some devs are working on Thrones of Decay is very, very good, as it means that we're likely to experience a pretty good cadence of release. I know that yes, we do have the roadmap, but remember the roadmap is always subject to change, which means there's likely some designers, some character artists and so on working on the third DLC, which is at the beginning of 2024. This would be the Slaanesh one. Well, it's just Slaanesh art, but it's pretty much Slaanesh, and we don't know what else. Hopefully High Elves and Dark Elves. The roadmap already made me feel a lot more confident about things, but a statement like this is really, really good for the community. Let's hope that this continues. Alright, let's go into the actual interview. There's not too much to talk about here, but there's definitely a few interesting things. So this question is pretty cool. Is there a chance that we might get to see free-for-all battles eventually in Warhammer 3 for campaign battles? Would make for some fun battles. The reply from the dev was, I thought the same thing. It could certainly make for some wacky scenarios, but nothing for the moment. Now, obviously, yeah, this isn't really confirming or denying that this is a possibility. However, after reading this, I was like, wow, yeah, this would be really cool to see. Because there's certain scenarios where you see, for example, the dwarves teaming up with the beastmen just because the vampire count army was very close and you're trying to attack them, and they're enemies of both. But could you imagine actually fighting the vampires, but also the beastmen come in and start fighting the two of you? I don't know if this is possible with the current tech. We know that free-for-all battles do exist because that exists in custom battles, but it definitely would be really cool to see if this could be explored, not just in this Total War, but any future titles in the future too. There are loads of situations where various armies could be meeting in certain points, and it would be cool to have 3 factions fighting on one battlefield, 4 factions fighting on one battlefield. I don't know how possible that could be, as it might require a redesign of the map, mostly because of how the arrival system works. You've got 2 deployment sections too, but it would be kind of cool if something like this could happen in the future. And the last thing of note, at least from what I've seen, a lot of the other stuff was talking about multiplayer stuff and a few things here and there, which we just need to wait for the patch to see. But this one is, hey there, have you been able to take the community's temperature regarding the addition of FLC Legendary Heroes instead of FLC Legendary Lords? And the response was, it's definitely a hot topic, that's for sure, but we're very aware of the discussions and people's feelings towards it. Okay, so this is pretty cool. It doesn't mean that anything is going to change. I, for one, like the addition of new Legendary Heroes. I think it's pretty cool. Really, yes, there should be more Legendary Lords because it would add to a lot more characters, but they're at least aware of the situation. I'll be honest, I don't think we'll be probably able to gauge how this is actually going to affect us in the future until the first Lord pack comes out. I kind of understood it with the race pack because they wanted to put so much attention into the actual race of the Chaos Dwarfs, but when it comes to the Shadows of Change, we know that we're getting 3 races getting attention there, Cafe, Kislev, and Tzeentch. It would be cool to have another character. It would be cool if we had another Tzeentchian, for example, to kind of flesh up the roster a bit. But I feel after the first Lord pack, the community will be able to say, well, look, this doesn't work, the Legendary Hero isn't good. If the Legendary Hero is interesting, like, for example, Gorda's Backstabber is, then we should be fine. I guess it's only a matter of time. But still, yeah, this is pretty much what I found of interest in the interview. The interview wasn't that long. I'm imagining it's because they were busy, and obviously, you know, developers are taking time out of their schedules, out of their own work time to be able to do these interviews. But so far, so good. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let's start a bit of a discussion, especially about the battle thing. I'm really curious to see if people think the same way as the original person who posted the question, because I really like the idea of it. I don't know if it could happen, but it's something that I kind of like the idea of, to be honest. But yeah, have a great day, guys, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.